Mason offers a lot of things for their students. The Student Support and Advocacy Center provides one-on-one support for students about gender roles and gender identity. They also offer interactive programming on and off campus about gender roles and gender identity. The LGBTQ community at George Mason University offers students of all genders and sexual orientation a safe, supportive, confidential space which is shared between the LGBT resource staff and also the LGBTQ student groups. The office provides guidance, mentorship, and counseling with Mason's counseling and psychological services. The LGBTQ also offers a coordination with Safe Zone programming. The LGBTQ services are available on site as well as on the phone, and email communication is provided. The Safe Zone program provides LGBTQ students with an understanding on who is considered an ally in the community at Mason and who has had training in being an effective ally. The Safe Zone program provides students a safe environment to express their emotions about gender roles and gender identity. It also promotes increased awareness and understanding about sexual orientation and gender identity across George Mason campus. The Safe Zone program also provides visual support and resources for the LGBTQ students, faculty, and staff, and also promotes an open mind and safe and welcoming campus environment in which students of all sexual orientation and gender identities can live and learn fully.
There are only a few resources that we found on George Mason University's campus that reflected on gender roles and gender identity. One of the main resources was WAVES, located in Sub 1, Suite 3200, which is previously known as the Waves and Caps offices. We decided that we wanted to see exactly what they would do for somebody in a situation that was a little confused or just wanted to learn more about gender roles. So we called the number on the website and tried to make an appointment. The appointment lasted 15 minutes on the phone just to get some background information about us, what our concerns were, and although the counselor on the phone didn't really seem to know too much, they prompted us to come in for a meeting for one of the counselors. They promised us full confidentiality, which was great, which a lot of students probably would enjoy. So when we went inside the office, essentially we filled out a 20-minute questionnaire about mental health, our gender identity, how we feel about gender roles, sexual health, how we feel about our stress level at home and school, and just an overall questionnaire so they could get a feel of us. Once we were done with that, we went to the back with a counselor and we just talked about what resources there were for gender roles and gender identity. They had one or two pamphlets of how to be more inclusive within the LGBTQ community, but there wasn't a lot of resources into how to break gender role barriers or anything like that. But they did refer us to ODIME, which is another office in Sub 1, if we had any more questions on how to beat stigma of gender roles and gender identity. But there wasn't a lot that helped us find any information that we were looking for about gender roles. But overall, the survey did touch on a couple of things, but the meeting didn't really elaborate on anything, which kind of seemed like a problem. And they reminded us that if we didn't come back in 4 months, we'd have to fill the survey all over again. And on top of that, we would probably get assigned a new counselor unless we specifically requested the same one we met.
What can Mason do better? Well, they can do a lot better, as can every university in the United States. The conversation on gender formation and identity is truly just now starting, and in order for it to continue at Mason, we need to continue growing our programs. For one thing, the LGBTQ Resources Center needs to be heavily advocated for, considering many people don't even know it exists. They provide many programs for Mason students, however, none that specifically explain what gender is and how we need to adjust our way of thinking to include everyone, and not just the typical male and female gender. Another thing Mason can do is provide our students with more safe zones and better explain what these safe zones are. When I asked my friends, none of them knew what this program was, and the ones that did know what it was, they didn't even know Mason offered it. If we can provide at least one safe zone per building on campus, then more students will feel inclined to discover who they really are because they feel safe enough to. And finally, we need to make our incoming freshmen and transfer students more aware of what our resources are when they are making their decision to come to Mason or not. College is a time where you truly discover who you are, and by Mason providing programs that will help educate on what gender formation and identity truly is, we'll be one step closer to having more students at our university and increase our diversity even more.